It's also important for immunity functions. It's also important for brain health. It is important that we get enough from the food that we eat, from supplementation, and also from sunlight exposure. That helps with bone health, right? So it makes your bone grow normally and it makes it as strong as it's supposed to be. Now, when you have children that don't have the adequate amounts of vitamin D, you see that they develop a condition called rickets, where you see there's a softening of their bones, right? And for children that are not fully grown, because they are still growing, their bones are not fully formed, you begin to see they have bow legs. Studies have shown that a deficiency in vitamin D has been associated with severe depression. And then we also have schizophrenia.
In Nigeria today, vitamin D deficiency is taking its toll on both children and adults. The reason is not far-fetched, as our lifestyle is a contributory factor.
There are certain lifestyle changes that have affected the vitamin D regular levels in the society. It is very common with the upper socioeconomic class that they do not walk on the streets, right? So you wake up from your AC bed, you enter your AC car, go to your AC office, then back to your AC car and back to your AC house. So within that time, you don't have the opportunity to receive any form of sunlight, because when you get the sunlight, the UV rays hit the skin, and from there it begins what they call vitamin D synthesis, so the production of vitamin D. As part of universal recommendations for health is exercise.
What are the best ways to address vitamin D deficiency?
The recommendation for everybody is get at least 30 minutes of sunlight every day, and you're going to see an improvement not just in your daily lives, but also in your cognitive function. You're going to see an improvement in your overall health. If you're always coming down with colds, you discover that you don't come down with colds as often. If you're always falling sick, you don't fall sick as often. You don't get necessarily the absolute most from the diet, but it's better than not getting anything at all. And we talk about a diet that's rich in fish, oily fish, meat, cow milk. You can also get from plant-based milk like oats, almond milk, and stuff like that. Most people won't get enough regardless, so they will need to supplement. For the average adult, 600 international units of vitamin D should be adequate per day.
Vitamin D helps the body to maintain adequate levels of calcium and phosphorus, which is necessary for healthy bones and teeth.
Good evening. This is NTA News Top Table, where we give you all the angles on events as they unfold. We trail the Nigerian story, tracking new trends and giving you new perspectives and insight on issues that affect citizens. Mobile phones or mobile disturbances, correspondence and public use of devices.
Why you not say you not go sell my market? Why you say make I send goods? Make I send money first. Okay, send me my market, chap chap. My customer.
The conversation here is not about banning mobile phones in public places, but about using them responsibly.
Also tonight, Benny Adams will give us insight into the limitless sector of digital trade and how Nigeria, especially young Nigerians, intend to cash in. Plus, Badia Adeleye is on the last call trail, monitoring who is in and who goes home in the latest installment of the UEFA Champions League. just stick around on this shift. As we usually say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. I'm Yan Ray John. This is News Extra. Welcome. Let's hit the road now. No Nigerian child will be out of school despite his or her social status. This is the commitment of President Tinubu-led administration. Vice President Kashim Shettima gave the assurance during the presentation of digital learning devices to students of Government Science Secondary School, Piakasa, Abuja, by NTA Nigeria. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jabrila reports.
The center that unifies all.
A symbolic presentation of 4,600 tablets distributed to secondary school students across the nation's 6 geopolitical zones by MTN Nigeria. For Vice President Kashim Shettima, the remarkable gesture is not just an act of corporate social responsibility, but an investment in the intellectual capital of the nation and a testament to MTN's commitment to the progress of Nigeria.
His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR has asked that I express his immense gratitude to the leadership of MTN Nigeria Communications PLC for this incredible act of generosity. We thank you for supporting the efforts of this administration by investing in the digital literacy of our students. These devices will ensure that our children are as equipped as their counterparts across the world to function effectively in a technology-driven 21st century.
He called for more private sector partnership in investing in the nation's education system, which is crucial to the success of providing quality education for the Nigerian child.
As policymakers, it is our duty to complement the efforts with sound policies and increased budgetary allocations to education. Let us remember that the future of Nigeria lies in the classrooms of today. Every child, regardless of their socio-economic background, deserves access to quality education.
These tablets are far more than just learning devices. They represent our commitment to empowering the next generation with the essential tools they need to thrive in an increasing digital world.
It is a gateway to knowledge, innovation, and limitless opportunities. With these tablets, our students will not only improve their digital literacy, but also enhance their research capabilities, coding skills, and overall academic performance.
This event marked a significant milestone in advancing digital.
Another 2 weeks.
2 out of the 3 vice chancellors summoned for the meeting appeared in company of the Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, who requested the committee to excuse the University of Lagos. It appears the 2 vice chancellors of Federal University Gusau and that of Army BU, according to the chairman Fulada, were also not engaged during the 2024 oversight carried out by the committee.
What are your reasons for avoiding the committee for nearly 2 years?
I was not avoiding you, but due to the circumstances we happen to find ourselves in our situation, in our own environment, it becomes very, very difficult for us to operate.
The 2 vice chancellors, however, presented 2025 budget proposals, after which members of the committee scrutinized their submissions.
These figures for this section is an envelope budgeting. It did not emanate from us. If I have my way, naturally, I will need to have more money, especially for overhead.
This document before us is your document. We need to, we need to have a copy of the one that the Mr. President presented, which is the envelope, so that we can also compare to see whether there is any typographical error in the document presented before us there.
You didn't tell us how you utilized the capital of previous year. You didn't say, tell us how you utilized the overhead of last year. And yes, you are telling us that the 1.2 billion is too small for you. The way it works, you have to convince the Parliament through argument.
Members queried the proposals brought forward by the Vice Chancellors and asked them to report back in 2 weeks with a detailed 2025 budget appropriation of their respective institutions. From the National Assembly, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA.
And still in the National Assembly, the Senate has resolved to invite heads of security and intelligence agencies for a closed-door meeting as it seeks briefing on alleged funding of Boko Haram by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID. The resolution was
to the alarm raised by the Defense Headquarters that Boko Haram insurgents were being trained by some international organizations. Lawmakers were circumspect in their contributions during debate on the matter, owing to the fact that it touched on security congressmen who, while at the inaugural hearing of the Department of Government Efficiency, alleged that USAID has been funding terrorist organizations across the world.
Boko Haram in Nigeria has been a source of great concern, as their source of funding and operations have been shrouded in mystery.
Numerous attempts to investigate on the funding of these terrorists and bandits did not yield the much desired result.
The effort of our security agencies that stopped them, they have occupied the entire country. We saw hell.
It is important in a plenary like this. It is almost impossible to do justice to
the National Security Advisor, the Director General of the Nigerian Intelligence Agency, the Director General of the DSS, Director General of the DIA, to brief the Senate in a closed session on the veracity or otherwise of these very serious allegations.
The